Hi everybody, this is a new lesson in grammar. Element realization types. This is what we arrived at. How can you distinguish the different elements or the different types of elements? For example, the verb or the noun. How can you distinguish the verb and how can you distinguish the noun? Look well. The verb element is always a verb phrase. It is a verb phrase. What is this verb phrase? Sometimes this verb phrase made of what? Sometimes this verb phrase is made of one word, or other times it is made of two words. Good. This verb phrase may be distinguished by certain features. First, we call it, then the verb element is what called a verb phrase. Good. This verb phrase has some features. Sometimes it is finite. Other times it is non-finite. How can you distinguish between the finite and non-finite verb phrase? Look well. The finite verb phrase has certain features. For example, when the verb phrase shows a tense, or when there is a tense in the verb phrase, you know the tense, and there is a mood. Also, you are going to take what is the mood, what are the different tenses, you know what are the different tenses, and perhaps you are going to take some examples in the common lectures, and what are the different types of mood and aspects and voice. So, there are three features to show that the verb phrase is what? Finite. There is a tense, there is mood, okay, and there is what? Aspect and voice. Remember that these features, when these features are available, so the verb phrase is what? Finite. Finite verb phrase. When these are not found, tense is not found and mood is not found, okay, and perhaps there is aspect and voice. Not all the features are available, two of them. This is non-finite, okay. For example, there is aspect and there is voice, but there is no tense and there is no mood. If only these two are available, then it is what? Non-finite. Non-finite verb phrase. If all these features are available, then it is what? Finite verb phrase. Good? So, we have finite, a non-finite verb phrase, okay, and finite. Look well. Mary wanted to be a student at the university. Mary wanted to be a student at the university. Mary is a subject. Wanted is a verb, is the main verb. To be a student at a large university, to be is what? To be a student at a large university, you know that Mary wanted something, right? You can ask, what did Mary want? What did Mary want? Okay. Mary wanted something, you see? Okay. Good. To be a student at a large university, this is a clause. This is a clause. What do you call it? A clause. A clause is larger than a phrase. and a sentence is larger than a clause. You see? So there is a smaller unit in a sentence, which is what? A phrase. And larger one is a clause. And larger one is what? A sentence. Good. To be a student at a large university, to be is verb. A student, who will be a student? Mary. Then it is what? Subject complement. Where at a large university, this is adverb of what? Of a place. It is adverb of a place. Now all this clause functions as direct object for this sentence, right? Good. What do we call this clause? What do we call this clause? We call it non-finite clause. Okay? How did you decide that it is non-finite? According to the verb phrase. From the verb phrase, I know that it is non-finite. Okay? We call it non-finite clause. Good. What did it start with? It started with to be. Is there a tense for to be? No. Is there a mood for to be? No. Right? Is there aspect? No. Voice? No one of these features. Then it is what? Non-finite. Because there is no tense, no mood, no aspect. Come to the common sentence, or to the second sentence. Carefully search in the room. Carefully search in the room. John found a ring. John found a ring. Carefully is adverb. Adverb of what? Of a process. Searching is what? Verb. The room is what? Direct object. Where is the subject? Where is the subject? Carefully search in the room. There is a comma. You see there is a comma. And this is what? Between two brackets. Where is the subject here? There is no subject. Carefully search in the room. Who is searching the room? Who is searching the room? You do not know who is searching the room. You see? Unless you go where? To the common clause. To the common clause. So how many clauses here in this sentence? Two clauses. One before the comma and the second after the comma. You see? The first one before the comma is called what? Is called what? Carefully search in the room. What is the type of this clause? It is also non-finite. Okay? Okay? Non-finite clause. Right. What is the tense? If you go to searching, what is the tense? There is no tense. For example, you say, why there is no tense? It is continuous. But which continuous? Is it a present or past? There is no tense. What is aspect? Yes, there is aspect, which is a progressive. What is the mood? There is no mood. Okay? And also, there is no voice. By voice, we mean active or passive. Active and passive. You see? By mood, we mean indicative, subjunctive, and you see? Indicative, subjunctive, and there is other type, I don't remember actually. types of mood. Right. Careful search in the room. Finished. John found a ring. John is what? Is a subject. Found is a verb. Found what? A ring. A ring is what? Direct object. Good. What about this clause? This clause describes all the clause describes the case in which John found a ring. So it is what? Adverbial. It is adverbial clause. This is as a function. Adverbial clause as a function. As a function it is what? Adverbial clause. But as a form it is what? It is non-finite clause. Non-finite clause. Right? These are non-finite clauses. So the first non-finite is what? To infinitive. It is called to infinitive. The second one is called what? ing participle. The third one is called what? Ed participle. Okay, these are the three types of non-finite clause. Three types. To infinitive, ing participle, ed participle. How do you know that it is ed participle? Because made is what? It's just like finished. Okay, which came from finish. Okay, made also is came from what? From make. You see, but this is regular and this is what? Irregular. So it is what? Ed participle. It is ed participle but irregular. Made the chairman every year. He was very busy. He was very busy. You see, made is what? Verb. The chairman. Who is the chairman? You are describing somebody as a chairman. You see? No. You made the chairman. Somebody made somebody a chairman. Someone made somebody a chairman. So a chairman is what? Someone made somebody a chairman. Now what is a chairman? Someone is what? Subject. And made is what? Verb. And somebody is what? Object. And a chairman belongs to whom? To whom? To somebody. So it is what? It is object complement. It is object complement. Right? So made is a verb and the chairman is object complement. And where is the object? The object is not here. You see? It is what? It is hidden. It is implicit. Implicit means not found, not clear. There is ellipsis, you see. Every year is adverb. Adverb of what? Of time. Good. Come to the second clause. He is what? Subject. Was is what? Verb. Very busy is what? Is what? Adjectival phrase. Busy. Busy to describe something. Very busy. Very busy. Adjectival phrase. You see, from adjective. How he was busy, or why he was busy? Because he made him, you see, made the chairman every year. He was very busy. He was very busy. Made the chairman every year. What is the job of this clause? It is adverbial. Adverbial for what? For the common clause. There is something important you have to pay attention here, that these non-finite clauses or infinitive clauses all of them are what? Secondary clauses. Secondary clauses. Where is the main clause? These are the main clauses. Main clauses. So in every one of these sentences we have main clause and secondary clause. Main clause and secondary clause. Good. Then this is one of the features through which you may decide what? You may decide the type of the verb phrase. Okay, the type of the verb phrase or the verb itself. Good. In these examples, look well, he had given the girl an apple. You may be growing happier. Okay. He had been challenged rudely, and having been challenged, he was angry. In all these examples, you see that the verb phrase is made of 2 units or sometimes 3. Okay? Good. What do you call them? What is the first element when they are when verbs are 2 or 3 and they come together? The first one of them and the second one of them sometimes are what? Auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verb, or sometimes they are called auxiliaries. Auxiliary singular and auxiliaries what? Plural. The auxiliary and in the first example he had given the girl an apple. This is auxiliary, and given is what? Head verb. Head verb or main verb. Sometimes we call it head verb, other times we call it main verb. He may be growing happier. Maybe auxiliaries, and the growing is what? Is the head verb. Okay? He had been challenged rudely, and having been challenged he was angry. Had been challenged. Had been challenged. Had been is what? Auxiliary. And challenge is what? Head verb. Having been challenged, having is what? Auxiliary. Challenge is what? Head verb. Right? What else? How can you decide also the verb phrase? That it is preceded by what? A subject. It is preceded by a subject. The subject of a sentence may be a clause or maybe 1 unit. Maybe 1 word. In these sentences, where is the subject? The subject he, which is a pronoun. Right? And it is 1 unit. Look at this sentence. That she answered the question correctly pleased him. Okay? Now if you look at the sentence, where is the main verb? Where is the main verb of the sentence? It is what? Pleased. Pleased is what? The main verb. And him is what? Direct object. Good. Where is the subject? Where is the subject? All this is what? All this is what? A subject. Now what is the type of the subject? The subject here is what? A clause. It is a clause.